My name is Jack. I live with my mom in a quiet little valley, and I really love it here. Mom always says that even though we're poor, as long as we have hope, we can still be happy. I'm always full of curiosity and love to explore everywhere. Life was hard for us. The only thing of value we owned was an old cow. So weak, she could barely walk a few steps without gasping. But she wasn't just a cow. She was part of our family. One day, Mom looked very serious and told me to take the cow to the market and sell her for some food. I didn't want to, but I nodded and agreed. The next morning, I led the old cow down the dusty road to the market. Tears kept rolling down my cheeks. I told myself maybe I could trade her for something good, something that would make Mom worry less about food. As I walked along the narrow path through the fields, I wondered what kind of people I might meet. Suddenly, a mysterious old man appeared ahead of me. His eyes shone with wisdom, as if he could see right through everything. The old man smiled at me and said, "Young man, I have some magical beans, more precious than all the gold in the world." Then he pulled out a small box that glowed with golden light. I couldn't take my eyes off it. I stared at the shining box. It sounded foolish to trade a cow for a few beans, but something inside told me there was magic in it. After a moment's hesitation, I nodded. The old man handed me the box and walked away. I held the box tightly, so excited I almost jumped for joy. I ran all the way home, eager to tell Mom about my amazing discovery, sure she'd be just as thrilled as I was. But when Mom heard I had traded our cow for a few beans, she was furious. "Jack, how could you be so foolish? That cow was our only hope," she shouted, throwing the beans onto the ground. My heart sank. I thought to myself, these aren't ordinary beans. That night, I couldn't sleep. Suddenly, I heard a strange rustling sound outside my window. My heart pounded as I sat up and crept toward it. I slowly opened the window and gasped. The beans Mom had thrown out had grown into a gigantic green beanstalk, thick and strong, reaching higher and higher, almost touching the sky. My eyes widened in awe. I felt both scared and excited. Curiosity burned in my chest, and I decided that when morning came, I'd climb that beanstalk to see where it led. When the morning sunlight filled my room, I couldn't wait any longer. I climbed out the window and grabbed the beanstalk. It was as thick as a tree trunk. The wind roared past my ears, but the higher I climbed, the more excited I felt. As I climbed higher and higher, the wind grew stronger. My hands were sweating and my arms ached, but I clenched my teeth and told myself, "Don't give up, Jack. There must be something amazing ahead." Suddenly, a huge bird swooped past me, flapping its wings so hard it almost blew me off the beanstalk. I hugged the vine tightly, terrified. When the bird finally flew away, I took a deep breath and kept climbing. After what felt like forever, my arms were trembling with exhaustion. Just when I thought I couldn't go on, A bright light broke through the clouds above me. My eyes lit up. I was finally reaching the top. When I broke through the thick clouds, I was stunned. A massive golden castle stood gleaming in the sunlight. I had never seen anything so magnificent in my life. I carefully walked up to the castle gate. It was as tall as a wall. I took a deep breath and pushed it open, curious to see what secrets this mysterious place might hold. Inside, the hall was vast and glittering with gold. Floating lamps, glowing crystal cups, and piles of shining coins filled the room. I was completely mesmerized. Just as I was looking around in amazement, a loud thud, thud, thud echoed through the hall. The ground trembled with every step. My heart nearly jumped out of my chest. Terrified, I ducked behind a giant bowl, holding my breath and trying not to make a sound. My heart pounded wildly as I prayed not to be discovered. Then a giant walked into the hall. He was as tall as a mountain, with fierce eyes and heavy footsteps that shook the floor. I peeked through a crack, trembling all over. The giant sniffed the air, wrinkled his nose, and roared, "Fee, fee, fo, fum!" I smelled the blood of a human. I froze, not daring to move or even breathe. Luckily, after glancing around, the giant didn't find me. He sat down in his chair and soon began to snore loudly, his rumbling breaths shaking the whole hall. That's when I noticed a golden goose on the table. Its feathers shone like tiny suns. I had only one thought: I have to take it home. I tiptoed over and carefully picked up the goose. Its feathers were warm and soft, but my palms were sweating with nerves. My heart pounded so hard, I thought the giant might hear it. Just as I was about to leave, I noticed a harp on the table. It glimmered beautifully, and its strings seemed to glow. Suddenly, it played a note by itself. The sound was so enchanting that I couldn't look away. I hesitated for a moment, then couldn't resist taking the harp too. But the moment I touched it, it began to sing out loud. Its voice echoed through the whole castle. I nearly dropped it in fright. The harp song woke the giant at once. He roared when he saw me holding his treasures. The ground shook as he chased after me. I ran as fast as I could toward the castle gate, clutching the goose and harp. I burst out of the castle and grabbed the beanstalk, sliding down as fast as I could. The wind howled past my ears. I didn't dare look back. All I wanted was to get home safely. But the giant followed me. He started climbing down too, and the beanstalk swayed violently under his massive weight. I could feel him getting closer, his furious roars thundering behind me. At last, I saw the ground below. I shouted with all my strength, "Mom, bring the axe! My voice was hoarse and desperate. I was running for my life. Mom heard me and came rushing out, handing me the axe. Without even catching my breath, I swung it with all my might at the giant beanstalk. Crack! The beanstalk began to split. The giant roared in anger and tried to climb faster, but I kept chopping again and again until the vine started to fall. With a final loud crash, the beanstalk broke completely. The giant lost his grip and tumbled down, screaming as he disappeared into the clouds below. At last, everything was silent again. As I walked home, clutching the golden goose in the herb, relief washed over me. We had survived and found new hope. From that day on, Mom and I never worried about food again. The golden goose laid golden eggs and the harp sang joyful songs. We lived happily and helped others in the village too. After this adventure, I finally understood. True treasure isn't gold or jewels. It's the courage to face challenges and the wisdom to believe in hope. That's what truly changed my life. Mom hugged me tightly, tears in her eyes but a smile on her face. We leaned against each other, and in that moment, all our hardships melted away into happiness. And that's my story. My name is Jack, a boy who believed in miracles. With courage and wisdom, I found my own adventure. Thank you for listening, and I hope that one day a little miracle finds its way to you too.